We should probably use the ring light.
But the ring light is away in the closet.
Oh, and Sarah is there.
Sarah! Woohoo!
Wow.
Sarah's here. She's gonna dance with us in the party.
Woohoo.
What's funny is, like, I'm saying this stuff and my face doesn't really match what my body's doing. You're so cool.
I'm really not.
When I grow up, I hope I'll be as cool as you.
You're older than I am.
But our boy is gonna be as cool as you.
You know,
Andreas is also here to join the party.
You know who is cool?
Who is cool?
The neighbor kid who, like, he looked like he's somewhere between like 10 and 13, not sure. But who, like, when our kids were playing at the park by themselves this evening,
Yeah.
he just, like, I mean, I guess it was also because he didn't want to be playing by himself, but he was like out practicing soccer, and he took them in, like, he was teaching, like, showing them, like, he had like little cones set up and a goal, and there's like, so they got to practice, dribbling and shooting with him. Yeah, it was really sweet.
Oh, Sarah asks what I want to be when I grow up. When I grow up, he is here. We're definitely going to do that for every single new person that shows up, right?
Every person who writes in chat, yes.
Yeah. Everyone gets a dance.
They might get shorter and shorter.
Yeah, they might just be oh. Well, that's to assume that a lot of people would come.
Yeah. No, I'm feeling like the next one will probably transformational art with Katana.
Hey, Katana! Katana's joining the party. I'm glad you like my hat. Thank you. My friend Camilla made it for me.
Didn't answer what you want
is here. When I grow up, there's things I've always wanted. One of those things was to be a mom. Check. Thank you for that, sir. Well done. Are you blushing?
No.
Okay. Another thing I want to do is be a writer. I want to looking for things to check. Like actually have a book published, which Andreas and Sarah are in the process of. Yes. Isn't that stinking cool?
Yes.
How's my hair looking now? Well, I'm glad you asked, because I was like, let me wait until there's a few more people here so that I can do a reveal. Drum roll, please. Akia knows because she was there.
Yes.
She was there when
she hung out with us in Germany.
Yeah, we had a great time in Germany, and we played board games, and it was quite nice. Mm-hmm. Yes. You know my trick, Akia. Never washing my hair. Bad hygiene for the win.
It's funny because it's true.
Yeah.
Maybe we should have taken another week off.
What? But I'm already having so much fun.
Andreas is baking bread.
Nice.
The girls still have their rock star hair.
The girls also have their hair still. But I feel like the pink and purple is kind of starting to look really similar.
Yeah, I think the purple has faded a bit. It's starting to look a little bit pink.
Dang it. We should have given one of them a much differenter color.
Yes.
Differenter is a word.
It is now.
Ooh. Andreas is cooking with flour from Gotland.
Oh.
Nice. I would like to have some bread. Are you still here? Because give me your carbs. I want it.
Sarah saying they've been losing weight.
Nice. They are not on
Yeah.
Gotland. We missed each other. Maybe next time.
Yes.
But this is something I never dreamed that I would actually do. Like, actually get a crazy color in my hair, because I was always like the yeah, not taking hair risks. I never had my hair dyed by a non-professional before. Nanny's basically professional. She it looks pretty darn awesome. Yeah, Andreas said, next time. I was quite tired when we were over. Yeah. No pressure. Better to do things because you want to, not because you feel obligated to when you're not in the mood.
Do you know who else is quite tired?
Who? Oh, yeah. It's your kitten. Well, it's done.
It was dying, but it's okay. I plugged it back in. There he is. Wait, is that? Which one is that? That's Kira. Yes.
Aw, such a baby.
Sleepy Kira. Okay, now back to us.
Back to us, the stars of the show.
Oh, and like I said, it's me. I'm tired.
I'm not tired. I just play one on TV.
Well, Sarah, you could invite us to the launch party, but we are highly unlikely to attend.
Yeah.
Because, yeah,
we had a vacation, first time in 3 years, and now we've got to save all of our money for a car.
Yes.
We need a car that fits all 5 of us.
Indeed. We're a bit cramped in ours.
Yeah, and we were already cramped, but then we literally won't all be able to fit.
Yeah. I mean, we sort of could, but it would be really uncomfortable.
There's no way that we could fit a car seat in that car. Even moving somebody to the front seat, there's still no way.
Mm-hmm. Sarah's book is coming out late September. Because
the way our back seat is, I need more than this much room to sit.
Well, yeah, but you would sit on the side door. We'd put the baby seat in the middle. You would sit on the side. Then I think it could work, but it would be really awkward.
It would be really awkward.
Anyway, that's not a conversation to be having on stream.
Sometime at the end of September. Yes. We may need another holiday. Yes.
Sometime around May next year.
Indeed. Mm-hmm. So, Morton, so Nanny's a fashion icon, as we know. And she had this, and I bought my own because I want to be Nanny when I grow up. And also, she says it's quite the fashion of German moms. So you can wear your phone like a necklace and not lose it.
Well, we haven't quite figured out how to attach it yet.
So
where did that thing go?
It's not in here. I got 2 little things. I got this, and I got this book, Letter from Birmingham Jail, Martin Luther King Jr.
Okay, they suggest putting it through the charging hole, but when you try to
do that, I can't charge the phone. Maybe I'll need to get a simpler case.
Or it might have been it might have also just been that the charging cable that you tried it with wasn't good.
So it's Sarah's book. Sarah wrote it.
Yes. And
Andres is the marketing department. Nice. Yes. Very cool. Congratulations on writing a book.
Okay, wait, let me just double check this again. Let's try this, what they're saying we should do. Just that. No, you should still be able to charge through that.
What did I do wrong?
I don't know.
It's just like...
Maybe you didn't pull it through all the way.
Maybe.
I'm going to look for a cord to just double check. Be certain that's
It's just frustrating how I try to do something, it does, and it's a simple thing, and it doesn't work, and then Morton does the simple thing, and then it works for him.
Sorry.
It's okay though, because I had some issues with not being able to get the code that they needed to pick it up from the store, and he saved the day. So, Andreas is talking to bookshops in town. And they're going to have a launch party. That's going to be so exciting. Are you going to have lots of yummy snacks and things going on? Thinking about the kind of events that I was involved in, like when we were in Germany, we helped out with this thing that was in Covenant Players, was this banquet, and we would go to different bakeries and flower shops and see if they would be willing to donate stuff that was like going to get thrown away anyway or whatever. And so we would have snacks and flowers.
Should be working.
And when we did the same kind of thing in South Africa, but we didn't just go to bakeries and flower shops. We also went to like a plant nursery and asked if people would want to donate services for a what's it called? When everybody buys tickets and then you draw the tickets. Raffle. Katana says, see you soon, Katie. Bye. Yes, because we're going to meet up again this evening because Dan's thing is going to be Tuesday instead of Wednesday.
Oh. Well, you did not tell me that.
I forgot it. My bad. Okay.
Oh.
Here we go. The moment I get to wear my phone as a necklace. Come on. So, Andrea said, I just ordered food from a site that sells food that are on the verge of expiring yesterday. I've heard of this. Like, I've heard you can even get some really, really, really good sushi this way, that they're like, it's like just past the few hour freshness, but it's still really good and it's a lot cheaper.
Yeah. I mean, sushi is one of the things that I would be quite careful with.
Yeah.
Not smart, yeah.
Was it you guys that were telling us about Mott Smart? Was it like last Christmas or something? I feel like it was.
Oh, I've heard about it from several directions, I feel like.
I'm wearing my phone like a necklace.
Or like a satchel.
Like a satchel. Gotta find the link that works for me. And now I don't have to shove it into my bra and get uncomfortable and sweaty if I don't know where my fanny pack is. And also, fanny packs are getting a little difficult. Uh-oh.
Sarah got annoyed by an
Tell
advert.
us more, Sarah. What did they do with their advert? What's the tea?
The tea. Spill it.
Spill the tea. Oh, this can adjust too.
Yes.
Wow. Pasta, for example, they only put a best before date on because of food laws.
Oh, it's one where they're wasting food. Oh, yeah, right. They have like commercials where people are just like pouring food out, like in all like weird circumstances.
I think I've seen that, but I didn't know it was from Mott Smart.
Yeah, it's like look how stupid it is to waste food like.
And they like take a bucket of a bowl of spaghetti and pour it over a lady's head and stuff.
I think that's the one. Yeah.
Ugh. Wasting food, that is a bugaboo. Like, do something with it.
I mean, that's the point of the commercial. Is
yeah, but it bugs me. Things like commercials where a person's brushing their teeth or videos and that when they just leave the water running the whole time. I'm like, turn the water off. You don't need it running the entire time. Okay, I was also kind of just confused about the concept. Wasting food. To advertise against wasting food. But it is a hard thing in marketing to actually make something that is going to have an emotional response that people will remember and act on.
Yes. It didn't work very well. I took the cover from the sticker for the phone case thing and turned it into a little paper plane. It did not work well.
Fail.
They have tons of baby food.
We never bought baby food for our kids. Like we would get the pouches.
Yes.
But but just like snacks, baby food. Everything else they just ate what we ate.
Yeah.
And I nursed.
Or at least it's got stuff or we made stuff ourselves.
Yeah. And like you would make some food for them that was slightly less salty or whatever.
Yeah,
but it was still the same food.
Yeah, like because I would make like oatmeal and stuff. I guess. Oh, I should start making oatmeal again when.
Right, because that's really good for nursing.
Yes.
Giving me lots of nutrients.
And it was especially good because the girls were small and they weren't like they were behind on like the development curve, like weight and height wise. So then we got this like nutritional supplement that was just basically like heavily enriched milk or cream. It's like they just like put all these extra nutrients in it. So then I would just do that. Like I would make oatmeal for breakfast. I would make just regular oatmeal for us, and then I would make some for the girls where I just replaced the. I think we just got a creepy spam message.
Oh, how about that?
So
we should have reported it first.
Oh,
you can still do that.
Yes.
I didn't understand the language, but it didn't seem like it was applicable.
It seemed a lot like sexual innuendo. So, he's gone.
Bye-bye. I was like, oh, cool, a new person.
That's for him, indeed.
But yeah, I don't know. Like, we may not have any of the same issues with this guy as we did with the girls. He could be huge.
Yes.
You could have.
But what I was saying was so that I just cooked the oats in that nutrition stuff. Did that for like 3 months. And then they were just like boom, right in the center of like they were the average weight and height for their age, from being like in like they have like these like standard deviations, and they were like 2 standard deviations below, and then in just a few months they jumped up right to the center of the line.
Yeah. Okay, she was so good with the girls. She was so good at having that patience and that interest. I was joking about it later, like, yeah, it's so easy to have that before they're your own.
Yes.
I used to be that good with other people's kids.
I'm still that good with other people's kids. Like, I am so much more patient with the kids at the preschools that I substitute that than with my own. Although there are some kids at the preschool where it's harder.
Yeah. No, I'm not terrible. And ever since my heart opened up to possibly wanting another one, I started to just get more patience and more joy with them.
But Alke is making a good point, though, that our kids are special.
Our kids are very special. They're pretty much the most special, beautiful, smart, fun little people ever.
They are also like, the important thing is that they are kind.
Yeah.
For the most part. But they like, we have really worked on like conflict management with them, and sometimes it really does work. Like I've just said, like oftentimes they know what a grown-up would tell them if they both want the same thing and they are fighting about it. And so when they remember that, they will just do those things themselves. They will stop and then they'll go, okay, you can have it, but then I get it in a bit, and things like that. Like they have learned that is how you resolve those conflicts. So that's
I've just
really good.
I've had a lot more just insight into, okay, the getting louder does not help. I've just got to bring it down. I've got to remind them that it's okay. And like, even just putting our hands on our hearts is kind of like a sign for us to, I love you. Let's start over. Let's remember that we love each other.
And Monique is here.
Monique! And Q-tip, and throw it away. Q-tip, and throw it away.
And sorry, Monique, you missed the beginning of the stream where we said that every new person who writes in chat gets a dance party.
Yes, so you're welcome. Also, what do you think of my hairs? It's not the best light here.
The best light nor the best camera, but
yeah, it'll do.
Because we were dissatisfied with the streaming software that we had been using, so we stopped using it. But then I haven't had the time and energy to research anything else, so we're just doing basic webcam stuff.
Yeah. It looks green here, but it's more of a bluish green, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, it's more tealy.
Yeah. It's mermaidy. That's one of my first memories that I have a few random memories as a child, but being in the dirty bathtub water, dunking in the dirty bathtub water, pretending to be a mermaid.
It's interesting, the whole thing of like saying bluish teal, or does it just look blue, does it just look green? That's something that is super fascinating to me. That like that the words that you use for colors changes how you perceive colors.
That is cool.
That like in Japanese, for the longest time, they considered green to be a shade of blue.
Huh.
Like they have now, because of Western influence, introduced a separate word for green. But like for the longest time, they like in the mind of a Japanese person, green things were blue. And so it's also then been harder for them to like differentiate between things that we would very clearly say that's green, that's blue, because in their language it was all blue.
It's like the Aboriginals in Australia that don't use left and right, but use north, south, east, and west.
Yes, and that changes how they think about things, and so they like learn from an early age to always keep track of the cardinal directions, which means that they are better than pretty much anyone else in the world of keeping track of like where they are and to find their way.
That's kind of a fun typo there. The more words for computers, the better you can differentiate colors.
Yes.
Yeah,
that's true. And Monique said the word for blue didn't exist anywhere for a long time. That's That's true too. Yeah, like basically the way the language has developed has almost always been like you start with like black and white, because you need to differentiate dark from light, night from day, and then like the first color that shows up in pretty much any language is red, because fire
the blood
and blood
of angry men.
Yeah.
Black.
And then eventually you get maybe blue, maybe yellow, and then some languages you then get a few more, you get more and more colors, but it's black, white, red, and then usually blue. But it's like if you read I think it's old Roman texts or Greek, or probably both, there's like examples of people referring to the sea as being wine red because they didn't have a word for blue. And so any dark color that wasn't black was red.
That's well done, Okya. She got right away that it was Les Mis.
Yes.
Yes. Let's have a Les Mis dance party. Wait, no, I wanted to say because when Oki said language really shapes your thoughts, that I've had this thing where I've been writing these note cards. I haven't used them as much as I planned on doing it, but it was like things to read every day to encourage myself and motivate myself and like remind myself of different truths. And I go back to it every so often and I take cards out or I replace cards because it's like, this is still framed in a negative way. Like if I take out all the negativity and just leave, yeah, like daily affirmations like that. Yeah. And intentions and stuff. Like one of the cards was saying something like, I don't have to be overwhelmed. I can choose to take a step back.
But yeah, I was saying I don't have to instead of saying I can.
Yeah.
Like I
can stay calm. Like,
yes.
I choose calmness today.
I can stand firm no matter what comes my way.
Yeah. I actually recorded these kind of affirmations and intentions and stuff and put them in an unlisted video on my YouTubing with Katie channel. And when I'm thinking like, oh, ow, 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 started getting a foot cramp. Ha.
Oh
no. Okay. I'm gonna like start the day like once the kids go to school and like kind of get back to a normal routine. I'm gonna like start the day listening to it.
Cool.
Yeah. It is. Andres says it is a really powerful way of changing your thought patterns. Yeah. How many of you guys have like daily affirmations or setting your intentions for your work and your thoughts and your personal lives kind of things? I've been kind of like in this, not just self-help, but like in this world, like around coaches and healers, and some of them more woo-woo than others, but like picking up the vocabulary of these different places.
Alkia says something that I know exactly what she means, but most people in this chat would probably be very confused right now.
Finn is doing a sushi.
Because it helps to understand that sentence if you know that both Finn and Sushi are dogs.
It does, yes.
Yes.
Dogs in there. And our cats would get quite obsessed with bugs as well.
Yes.
Yes. And Sarah says we've started praying together, her and Andreas. Yeah. I mean, in this, I kind of think of it as a kind of prayer, like, but it's more of like, I don't know.
Yeah.
It sounds weird to say prayer to yourself, but it's still
it's
like
a meditation.
Yeah, meditation. There we go. It's a meditation towards things that are gonna build me up. And so there's nothing anti about that.
I think Alkia was attacked by autocorrect again.
She said, I kept a white book while in therapy. It's a dusty.
Which I think is supposed to be diary.
Probably diary. It's a diary where you write things you did well that day that you're proud of or that you liked. Cool.
Yes, Dusty was diary. That's
Dusty Buns. And Monique says, I do have daily affirmations, but have fallen off the habit of repeating the thanks for the reminder. You're welcome.
Yes.
Yeah. It was really cool that once we came back, I was just feeling so much more like excited to jump back into the YouTubing with Katie channel, and like the video that I uploaded talking about what the podcast series means to me. I feel like I had blocks in my head about making that kind of boring sit down video before. But when I came back, I was like, I can just record this right now. I can just edit this. I can just put it up. I don't have to overthink stuff. And I felt good about it. Loki says, I should meditate more. And Andrea says, I had 3 positive things as a spiritual exercise. What's meta meditation? Tell us, Okia.
Meta meditation? Is that when you meditate about meditating?
It's so hard for me to set time aside to just be quiet. But like it's so valuable. Oh, Andres has a guest for our podcast. For my podcast. Josephine Lennartsson. It's also called loving kindness meditation.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool. It's like to just be quiet is so hard to do. We're just like always putting stuff into our brains.
Yeah.
Filling up the empty quiet places and
Yeah, I have especially been really bad at that lately. I really need to get back into a habit of silence.
I was doing pretty well a little while back of going for a walk without anything like I'm going to think about this, but trying to not think and just enjoy nature. And I want to get back into that because that felt like a spiritual thing. It felt like a wow, that's beautiful. Oh, that's beautiful. What's that sound? Oh, the wind feels good. Like
Yeah.
just pure experiencing just felt so good.
Yeah.
It felt so connected.
Live in the moment, experience things.
Mm.
Oh, there's been 8-day silent retreats.
Oh, that would be intense.
Yeah.
8 days of silence. But then after with your job right now of working at a daycare, it's probably not too much of a stretch for you to think of that.
Yeah, I mean, a couple of days of silent retreat, and actually, like, because I am quite addicted to my phone right now. So you have guidance, yeah, right? There are like things you do.
Okay, did a one, not even full day of silence retreat.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Now that I've met you and I know that you really like to talk, I can imagine that it wasn't, shall we say, easy?
Well, I did my scout leader training. We did like the last part of it was that we were supposed to do go out with our troop by ourselves and like do a hike, sleep out in the woods at night, but then also have some sort of special project that we were doing that we could come up with ourselves. And my troop, we decided that we were gonna try and understand a little bit about how it would work to do scouting activities with people with disabilities or like various like things like that. And so we each picked someone wore someone had their eyes covered the entire hike. Someone else was like wearing had like earplugs blocked up so they couldn't really hear well. Someone couldn't use one of their legs and so that. And I because we were like, okay, let's try and figure out stuff that would be challenges for us ourselves. So I didn't talk the entire hike.
What?
I think I slipped up late at night because I was, especially when it got dark, that was really, really hard.
Oh.
But while we were walking through the woods and doing our activities, cooking and all that, I stayed quiet the entire time. Yes, I played a selective mute. Yeah, it was really interesting. And it's but that was so long ago now.
I've experienced that a few times of selective muteness of just days when we were speaking a lot of German or a lot of French, or when we would say we're going to speak French today. Wow, yeah, I don't have the energy to try to figure out how to say anything, so I'm just not going to talk that much.
Yeah, that was. Yeah, it was a lot easier to practice silence.
Yeah.
When we said we're only going to speak French today.
I don't think we ever did a full French day.
No, yeah, I don't think we did.
I think maybe we might have done some French afternoons or something.
Yeah, we didn't. We got farther in German than we ever did in French.
Yeah.
So
But I progressed in French quicker because I had to.
Yeah.
Oh, and Andres has experienced stress-induced selective mutism. Oof.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's kind of going along with being on the spectrum. That can be a thing, huh?
Yeah.
It must feel really, really difficult. But Okia said that it actually wasn't too difficult. I would love to experience that, a full day of mindfulness exercises and quiet. Sometimes I get really annoyed because there's so many people out there to be like, you, quiet, yeah, I'll believe that. Like, yeah, I'm not just blah. I'm also quiet a lot.
I did a tour through a city guided by a blind person with different glasses to represent different vision impairments. That is also really interesting. I love
That
things
sounds
like
awesome.
that. Like I read once heard about someone who developed a magic show for blind people.
Oh.
Like where it was all tactile tricks, where it was like, so basically all the magician did was prepare a box for each audience member and then talk them through the instructions of what to find in the box when and what to do with it, and then all the tricks happened in their hands in a way that they could feel the trick happen.
That's so cool.
Yeah. Like, I would love to experience that.
Andres said, it's hard. You want to express yourself, but can't. But I experienced that so much when I was with people that their English wasn't that great. And the whole language shapes how you view the world thing. It's when I realized so much of my personality, of how I communicated, how I expressed myself, was through pop culture references and movie quotes. And they didn't get those things. So I had to just reduce my vocabulary down to real basics.
Yeah. It's like, no one here has seen the Brady Bunch, and if they had, it wasn't in English.
Brady Bunch is a really weird example.
It was just the thing that came to mind. So,
yeah. And also just realizing, wow, a lot of the things that were so important for me to communicate that I thought were so important really aren't. Yeah. And I was thinking like, ooh, I want to say this. Is it worth figuring out how to translate it? No, it's not worth it.
yeah. We were actually working for a while in Common Players with a guy he was not fully blind, but he was legally blind.
He was pretty darn blind.
His vision was low enough that like
he had to read like this.
I think right around the time we left, he actually had eye surgery that made it a bit better.
Yeah. He was able to read normally. It was amazing to see him hold a book, not hear.
Yeah.
I was like, whoa.
Because he was a very voracious reader, despite hardly being able to see at all. But it was also like, it really was like so interesting to work with him in like on stage, because
he had to memorize the set.
Yeah, it really affected, like he had to learn his movements, his blocking and everything in a completely different way. And so you had to make sure that things really were where he was expecting them to be, because if something was in the wrong place, he might not be able to find it.
Or he might whack himself into it.
Yeah.
Yeah. We toured with a guy who had a stutter.
Yeah.
Like, this is so brave of people to go on stage with these things that would be so uncomfortable, but just deal with it and push through it. He didn't really stutter that much on stage.
Yeah, because I think that's true of most kinds of stutters, is that like when you have practiced something and you know exactly what you're going to say, it's easier to say it. And so he just really worked hard until his lines were 100% there, and then he could get through them. If he was the slightest bit unsure, it was like, then it was really scary, honestly.
Bye, Monique.
Yes.
We're gonna dance you out. Good to see you. Yeah, she's going to get me some videos to edit. Okay, said, yeah, I blabber on nonstop, but most of what I say is irrelevant. The fact that you're able to blabber nonstop in a language that's not your first language is quite admirable, though. So give yourself that credit.
Yes.
You must have worked really, really hard on your English to get it that good.
I was trying to give a presentation to school kids. I think there's a... our kids lived with an American. That
helps. Yeah.
Yeah, that is absolutely useful. Okay,
So
so she was working. I guess she was working together with someone who was practically blind.
Mm-hmm.
She was so nervous because she couldn't see the kids' responses, and she was amazing. Yeah, that's gotta be terrifying. It was Beethoven who went deaf.
I think so.
Right, and there's like this.
Sounds right.
This famous story, which may be
baby?
apocryphal, of that he composed I know he did compose an entire symphony after he completely lost his hearing, and then he himself directed the orchestra when it was first performed, and the story goes that they did the first performance, he directed the orchestra, and that then he stood there and just was so terrified to turn around. Because the thing is, normally you would be able to hear the audience's response at the end of the symphony, so you would know without turning around some of what they thought of it, but he couldn't, and so he stood there and was like, what am I going to see when I turn around? And then people were on their feet.
Was it Beethoven that had his ideas for the music was so complex that people had a really hard time matching it in real life?
I mean, that's been
like, a lot of them, huh?
Yeah. That's been so many.
They were the rock stars of.
I need to dig into more trivia.
There's just
some of them were like Beethoven and Mozart were basically rock stars, and then there's like Bach, who was like just a church musician, who like no one.
Don't read comments until you finished your thought. You get distracted.
But yeah, it was like, there was like, Bach like was fairly obscure, and then someone just like long after he died, like just found a bunch of his like songs, a bunch of his notes again. I was like, this stuff is really good. And that was when he became like internationally known. Before that, it was just like, it was the people who went to his church that had heard his music.
Yachman, he is here. You get a dance. You get a dance party. You get a dance party. The closest I've come to taking off my glasses to give is taking off my glasses to give a speech in high school, so I could make eye contact with my classmates without really seeing their reactions. It helped me be a little less shy.
That's true. Like, I would most of the time take my glasses off while on stage and doing theater. And that's like, well, I cannot read anything in the chat right now. I can see Katie's face. It's just a little bit blurry around the edges. I can make out the shapes on the screen.
But this is a black shape.
No, like I can make out, like I can see what part of the screen is me and what part of the screen is you, but like I can't make out any facial features. And so that was like, in some ways, when doing theater, that's really helpful. Like I have the perfect amount of nearsightedness for theater, because I can see the other cast members' faces, but I can't see the audiences.
Something happens to Morton's eyeballs when he's on stage. The blue just like radiates out. Like you can't see it with this crummy camera, but
to be or not to be.
Yes, you never did Hamlet.
Yeah,
but
don't know it either.
I can imagine that would be a nice thing to be able to do, to not see people's eyes, because we were trained in fourth wall. You're supposed to if practically you would look over the head of the audience, and if you're looking out a window so that you're not looking them in the eyeball.
Yes.
But people who are really good at it could actually build a fourth wall and imagine there's a shelf.
Yeah,
there's a
so
mirror.
it's you can focus your eyes here, even though there isn't anything there.
Yeah,
that was the goal. Because
you can really tell the difference, especially in theater when it's really intimate, of how far away someone's focusing. Are we in a huge cathedral? Are you looking out into a huge room? Or are you in a small, humble room?
Yeah. Yeah.
Fascinating stuff.
Yes.
Sarah says that is the pencil. I don't get the reference to pencil. Yeah, Yakvinia says, wow, building a fourth wall mentally sounds like a unique skill. Yeah. I don't know how good I ever got at it.
Yeah, I was I was okay at it. When we were doing and the thing is, so many of these things was when we were doing our training and you were doing a play with a larger cast and you were just doing one play
for weeks.
Working on it for for at least over a week for a rehearsal, and then that was the only play that you were doing in that week.
Not putting together 8 plays in a week like we would on the road.
Yeah, then it was then you could do a lot more of that work. That if you were doing when we were on the road, there were that you were at a school, you were doing 5 lessons, and it could be that you were doing each lesson was a different age, so you were doing different plays each lesson, and you were doing 2 plays each lesson. So you had 10 plays just that day. You did not put as much effort into those.
You put your effort into not dying.
Oh, Morton said to be or not to be. That was the pencil reference.
It was. Talking about acting makes me miss it. But when we say plays,
some of them were a minute.
Yes, some of them were 5, some of them were 20.
Yes.
So it depended on the English level of the students. If we were doing a full day of 5 classes and they were all early English learners and small children, we would not graders. Yeah, we would not do long, complicated plays.
Yeah, the longest play we'd do for that age would be 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And then we just do a lot more interactive.
But the people in the organization were very angry about the word skit. So we would not, even if it was a short play, we would still use the word play and never skit.
Yes. And it's because everything is scripted and learned and performed, scripted, rehearsed, learned, and performed exactly. All the words, we would say the words that were written on the page, and only the words that were written on the page.
Yeah, and none of us ever.
I mean, that was the goal. That was the goal. But that's the thing. And that was the standard that we were trying to hold ourselves to. It didn't always turn out that way. But by definition, a skit is much more loosely scripted.
We're gonna go out there and we're gonna eat some chips and we're gonna
we're gonna talk about this. I'm gonna say something about this, then you respond with something like this. That's the skit level.
Yeah. Oh man, but those were really intense days. A lot of running, a lot of sweating, a lot of discussions with kids, and
skits can be rehearsed too, right? Yes, they can, and and there are some other differences too, but generally,
and it's also each organization has their lingo.
Yes,
their culture, their words.
Also, often and there are like some other things about that, um, I feel like skits. Like another thing is like skits don't necessarily have a fourth wall and things like that. Yeah, skit could be anything from a minute play to a full improv. Yes, skits have a very broad definition, as does play. So it's like there is overlap. There are skits which could be considered plays, and there are plays which could be considered skits. Yeah.
The way that you think about things affects how you do it. So when we're calling ourselves professionals, then we use professional language.
Yeah. And then because what I'm thinking of, because I think of, there's this other, these guys called the
I want bread. Go and make me bread.
Not tonight.
I'm pregnant.
I should bake bread again, though.
I'm hungry for bread.
It's been so long since I baked bread.
Our baby wants bread.
Okay. Sometime soon, when I have time and energy, I'll make some. Yeah, I think I have some walnuts. I can make walnut bread.
This means nothing to me if it's not in my hand in 5 minutes.
Right. I don't I only bake soda bread. So no need. Yeah, soda bread is great because you don't actually make a dough. You make a batter that bakes into bread, and so it's very quick and easy. But it still takes at least an hour. So ain't happening tonight.
I'm supposed to get any food craving at any moment's notice. I haven't asked that much of you.
Yeah, I said Morton bread tutorial when.
Yes.
Night brewed bread is awesome. It takes 5 minutes in the evening, right? And then but that's night brewed. But then what do you? Is that with yeast, or because I don't have any yeast anyway.
Excuse me.
I do. Is that only bread I've ever made is soda bread, which I used to do.
Does take yeast.
Yeah.
Bother.
I used to do soda bread. I used to bake regularly.
Yeah, you did.
And I just completely lost the habit.
Sad dance.
Okay.
And on that note.
Yeah, I think I'm about ready to call it a night. I don't know about you.
Yeah, it's been fun.
Well, yeah, right, because then you have that other thing in an hour.
In an hour, yes. And I need to eat now. I'm seriously hungry. I can't fit that much food in this belly, so I eat a fairly small amount, but then I need to eat again a few hours later.
Yeah, that makes sense.
My organs are rearranged.
We are in holiday mode.
Nice.
We are no longer in holiday mode. Well, I guess
I'm half.
Yeah, because the girls are still off, of course.
It's gonna be a fun challenge to hungry for bread. You got that right. Because the girls don't start big kid school till the 22nd, but I still am gonna have editing work to do. So they may just get some extra cartoons if they don't play nicely by themselves, so that I can still get work done while they're home.
But I'm taking a day off tomorrow to prep for their birthday on Friday.
They're gonna be 6.
Yes, yeah, they're gonna be 6. So they're
big
starting
kid school.
Yeah, they're starting. It's still kindergarten.
It is.
So it's it's not. They're not in first grade yet. They are in It's a transition.
Yeah. It's grade. Not like they can skip it. It is a part of school.
Yes.
So it's big kid school. My kids are big.
Yeah. It's been especially. I think it's especially one of them who's been I don't want to go to big kid school. I want to go back to preschool. And we're like, no, you're done there. It's you can't go back.
This has been a huge transition for them, and coming into a whole new person is joining the family, big kid school, being 6. Yeah. It's a lot.
Yeah.
Yes.
So my whole family are coming over. So on Friday, we're gonna
Barbecue.
Yes, I'm gonna make burgers from scratch.
Veggie and meaty.
Yes, I need to. Hopefully that sweet potato burger recipe is still accessible on the internet.
Yeah, I like those veggie burgers.
Yeah, it's just like sweet potatoes, like finely grated sweet potatoes with like eggs and oats and some like olive oil and seasoning. I think that's pretty much all that's in it. You squeeze that to a burger and throw it in a frying pan or on the grill.
With some sweet chili sauce on it.
Yes.
Should get some lettuce too.
Yeah.
Okay, now I'm already hungry for burgers too.
We had burgers last night.
I'm hungry again.
Yes, because we decided sort of semi-spontaneously to get together with my parents and my older brother and his family yesterday, just go out for burgers and then ice cream.
Yeah. Halloumi burgers are nice. If you ever go to Mel's, the place I used to work at, they have really good halloumi burgers.
That's what we ate last night. I had a burger that was just a regular beef patty and then bacon and then a slice of halloumi on it with mango salsa.
Oh, that's what I want to get next time.
Yeah.
I got the Rock 66 and it with onions, but the caramelized onions. So nice. Anyway, we were gonna go. I'm seriously hungry now, so I need to make myself something to eat, even though it's not what I want.
Sorry. Okay.
Mango
salsa. Right. Andreas can't have mango salsa.
Right. Yeah.
Sorry about that.
You're going, Ace.
Well, good night.
Let's dance out.